Welcome to your weekend focus for September the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd, 2017. My name is Tilly, and this is Tarot with Tilly. And thank you. Thank you truly for all the positive, loving, supportive energy that you send my way each and every day. Well, let's see what the energy is going to be for us this weekend. The Moon. The Moon card. I love this card. Look at that. The artistry in this one. The Moon card. I almost want to grab the book and read up. We have keys around our belt there. Keys that we have secured. Those are our values. Those are the things that we hold dear to us. A strong energy. Yes, we are. The High Priestess is next. Oh, let's see what the cards are going to be here. We've had a week. I think Thursday was probably the weakest energy of them all, and still that was very strong energy. The Seven of Swords, right in the middle. The Star. The Star comes back again. What a popular card that has been this week. And the Hangman. Well, can we get a little stronger than that? Almost impossible, I would think. And they're all very good cards for us. So it's not like we have the Tower or the Devil or anything here. We have some wonderful, incredible energy. And we've been going through some very immense, heavy, hard struggles, chaos, sadness, fears. And this weekend isn't about our fears. It isn't about the worries, the concern, the chaos. This is a little bit of a disconnect. This is for us to recharge our batteries and start actually focusing on where we want to go forward and how we're going to go forward. We start with the Moon card. The Moon card is really about our inner light. Being honest with ourselves. What's our emotion? It's our love and our caring for ourselves and, yes, for others. We have the wolves in the background, and they kind of represent that wild freedom. So we may be a little bit more on the risk-taking side this weekend. We may want to try something new, something different. Experiment a little bit. Dip our toe in the water, so to speak, and see if we like what we are trying. If it's something that we can incorporate into our lives going forward. Venturing into new paths, new hobbies, new friends, maybe it's something new to study. This is also about our feeling of freedom, our peace, our contentment, and how to bring that into being. And this being the first card, we have to really honor our own emotions. Whatever they may be, we must honor them. We don't want to push them down or push them away. If we feel sad, then let the tears come. If we feel angry, then, well, get a pillow and beat it up or something. Let out that anger, let out that frustration, let out those tears. But I'm hoping that this weekend is one that you want to giggle and laugh and celebrate and find joy and love and peace and harmony. Because that's kind of what the energy is here. And sometimes we have to work through those other emotions in order to be free of them so that we can actually experience true joy and happiness. So we don't want to fake it. We have the High Priestess as our next card. This could be study. Absolutely, this could be study. This could be meeting your mentor. This is definitely talking about your angels, your spirit guides, the universe, source, asking for messages, asking for clarity, understanding. And the High Priestess so close to the Moon says we'll find the answers that are already inside of us. We just have to dig down. and have that conversation with ourselves to release that truth that we have locked away. Remember, we have the keys here and we have the keys here. Keys around our belt. Now we have those same keys crossed right over in front. Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, we're deciding what is really truly needed in our lives and what is not. What really has value, what brings in value, what brings in happiness, what brings in joy, and what does the opposite. And we're leaving those opposites behind. We're making some decisions to go forward, to walk away from maybe the chaos or the drama, or something that really dissipates our energy or our well-being in some way. We're deciding how we want our future to look, what we need in order to be successful in that path. And for each of us, it could be something different. And we have the Star card here. Truly a beautiful balance in this card, in the artistry. We have one foot on the land and one foot in the water, which means that our emotion and our intellect work in harmony. I don't know if that's supposed to be a stork. I'll have to look into the book that came with it one day and find out what bird that is. But I think it's a stork bringing new life. Something that you thought was impossible, something that you thought was, you're too late to do it, or it was something that was years ago and it's in your past, and even though you really enjoyed it, you really loved it, it's in your past. I think those kinds of things can be reborn in you this weekend, or at some point this week. Tapping into your childlike heart, your inner child, your true joys, your true passions. That's what all these cards are asking you to do. You know, those keys could be to unlock the boxes that you have locked away long ago because of hurt, shame, sadness, failure, mistakes. And we start to, when those kind of things start happening in our life, we start to lock away certain parts of ourselves. And I think we're given the keys to reopen those boxes and to really experience life again, to enjoy it, to embrace it as a child would. You know, I see kids and they're screaming at the top of their lungs, or they're dancing in the middle of nowhere, or they're skipping down. And I thought, at what age do we deem it not okay to skip down the sidewalk anymore? At what age do they throw you in the mental institution if they see you skip down the highway or the sidewalk? And down the highway, there's good cause, but down the sidewalk. When do we deem ourselves too old to just enjoy life, enjoy the moment, enjoy the happiness that we can create in an instant? When do we turn that off and turn on the serious and forget that and lock it in a box? I think this weekend there's a lot of, it has to do with our path forward. Don't forget that, because we're making the impossible possible here. But I think a lot of it is getting in touch with the things that really bring you joy, really bring you happiness, really bring value into your life, and really connecting with those things this weekend. We have, for the last card, the Hangman. The Hangman is about meditation, prayer, backing it up a little bit, thinking it through. So we may be looking at what we have done so far in order to try and manifest a new path forward, and where it has worked, but where it hasn't worked, and what needs to be done in order for it to make it workable. And remember, it's following the star, making the impossible possible, seeing the way forward, understanding what needs to be done. And we may have to back it up a little bit. And what better way to back it up but to get in the moment and have joy and fun and happiness. Bring a smile to your face and a smile to others. Where should we go? Let's go with our angel cards here. Haven't had them in a while. So very strong energy. Very strong energy. And all the energy is really asking ourselves, we must look inside. We must be honest with ourselves about what is making us happy, what is dissipating our energy, and how we want to move forward. And what we're doing to move forward, looking at it, examining it, revisiting it in some way. And maybe we are, you know, the sun is in Virgo, which is very detail oriented. So we're going to be able to see with a clarity, with an understanding. If we give it focus, if we give it our energy, we'll be able to see where we can improve, where we can tweak it just a little bit so it's doable, so that we can bring something tangible into our path. But it all centers around a joy, a happiness with these cards. They all bring you more in touch with who you are, why you want what you want. We have the Eight of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. A great deal of activity. So, you know, things aren't going to happen if we sit in our house alone for the weekend. We want to get out there. We want to mingle. We want to get with friends, family, like-minded people. Get into a high vibration kind of situation where everybody's there to have fun. You know, a fair, a carnival, a concert, a group of people getting together, and they're raising the vibration just because they're showing up to have fun, to laugh, to enjoy. But with this one, important communication. So socialize with purpose. Start talking to people. You never know who you're going to bump into, what key they may hold for you going forward. So share a little bit about what you want, what it means to you. Or maybe somebody else will just start talking and all of a sudden the wheels will just start clicking in and you will understand how you were supposed to meet this person, because they are the next step forward in one way or another. Immediate results. So if we give the energy to ourselves, our path, we'll probably get some kind of immediate result. We'll get that nod of approval from the universe, from God, our angel, source. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. Now remember, we have Mercury retrograde, so it's not the best time to communicate, but I can't argue with Gabriel. Gabriel says there's going to be important communication, especially if it's something that you have been talking to yourself about and thinking about it a lot. The words are already there. You've already formulated it. So know what you want to say if you bump into somebody. What would you say to somebody if they held the key to your future forward? What would you say to them? Have you even thought of that? Because you just might. Queen of Michael. You know exactly what to do. The benefit of experience. A time for your career rather than relationships. The moon is going into Aquarius, and that's more of the collective than it is the individual. Absolutely. And that'll be Saturday and Sunday. Sunday for sure. Saturday probably for half the day. You know exactly what to do. And like I was saying with the moon, you go inside, be honest with yourself. The secrets, the answers, they're already inside of you. You know what to do if you ask yourself the questions and you're being honest with yourself for the answers. And the Three of Michael, release the past. You will grow from the situation, and time heals all wounds. Release the past. Doesn't matter what you messed up yesterday, the day before, last year, 10 years ago. It doesn't matter in the slightest. What matters is the energy that you are putting into this very moment and your steps forward. That's the energy that you need to concentrate on. The past was only there to get you strong, to empower you, to teach you. Now it's time to move forward. Time heals all wounds. It does. Can we get an animal out here? I think we should. High Priestess, I noticed the keys, but when I was looking down, I also noticed the columns in the back there. Okay, that's talking about structure. That's, that's our portal forward. It could be security now. But more, it seems to me like it's a portal forward. Freedom. We have the horse for freedom. Freedom, transformation, free spirit, move, and courage. The secret of happiness is freedom, and the secret of freedom is courage. Horse has a powerful message to share with you in regards to your time of transformation and newfound freedom. We mentioned freedom somewhere in there, didn't we? I think with the wolves. Sometimes it's easier just to sit in your fuzzy PJs and hope that life will change, and yet you continue to allow yourself to be shackled away from your true spirit and your soul. However, Horse tells you that it's time to dream big. It may be time to make changes within your current relationships, whether romantic or platonic, or it could be that you feel stifled by your current career choice. Freedom doesn't mean that you have to give up your entire life, but instead, allow yourself to disconnect from the anchors tied around you. Disconnect from exactly that. The things that weigh you down, the things that dissipate your energy, the things that do not bring value into your life. It takes courage. It does take courage. It's scary to take that step onto the outside of the box, isn't it? But the end result will be a positive one. Spend some time in nature, taking in the feeling of the wind in your hair, breathe in nature's goodness, and just be. Just a few moments of solitude each day can allow your soul to reboot and clear itself from life's toxicities, freeing it in order to see the proper path. Horse could also mean that this is a time for you to move house locations into the country. So all the cards are kind of saying this. It could be where you start to say, I want to be healthier, but this is my contents of my fridge or my cupboard. And it's time to make that stand with yourself and say, no, going forward, I'm doing this. Or maybe it's the people that you choose to be around. And maybe they are negatives and negative people, and they weigh you down, and they just groan and complain that life's not fair. And you walk into the room and you're feeling all excited and bubbly and full of energy, and within minutes you're sitting there on the couch with the rest of them like a lump. Maybe you don't like your job. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I don't want to go in. I really don't want to go in. I don't want to go to work. I know one guy I was talking to the other day, and he says life changed for him in hating his job when he started saying, instead of I have to go to work, I have to go and have fun now. And he was going to work, but he would say, I have to go and have fun now. And he says, at first it was sounded really bad to him, but he says he kept on it. And he says, after about 3 or 4 weeks of saying that, I found myself having a little bit more fun when I was going to work. Weird, huh? So it could be our perception, the way we're looking at things. and the way we need to start looking at things. You know, when we're having problems in a relationship, we just start to point out the bad things about them in our minds, and we forget all about the good things. And they're harder to actually come into the existence of our thoughts because we're so concentrated on that negative of what's making us angry about them instead of why we love them. Maybe it's just our perception that needs to be changed. Maybe that's the key. But whatever it is, we're definitely moving forward here. Freedom, transformation, free spirit, move, and courage. So yes, it takes a little bit of courage right now in this energy we're in. You know, I don't like my job. I'd really like to do this. That new opportunity comes along, but it doesn't offer you the security that your other job does, even though you don't like it. You have to make a choice. You have to make a decision. That's where our free will comes in. And you have to be honest with yourself about what is the real, true, best choice for you going forward. And it's easy for me to sit here and talk about it. It's really hard to walk that walk. So I'm here as support for you and tell you that it's not easy. And that's why we're being given this time to process, to ask the questions, to validate our thoughts, our concerns, our worries. Or we throw them away because we couldn't validate them. And we found out that it was a childhood-based fear. So, freedom. This is a weekend to, yes, have a lot of conversations with yourselves. Maybe others. Get out there and socialize with purpose because you just never know who you're going to bump into, who you're going to meet that could change your whole future forward. And you won't meet them if you sit there on your couch all weekend. So get out there, try and have fun, search out the fun, seek out the fun, the laughter, the adventure, raise your vibration. Understand what truly brings in value into your life. Meditate, pray, and know that you've already got the answers inside of you. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.